All right, let's look at some better ways to work with drawings that can be a little bit easier and less prone for us to mess up. So you can see right now when I select a drawing, the whole thing turns kind of this, I don't know, it's kind of a pattern, like a polka dot pattern. There's like white polka dots overlaid on top of it. And when I'm in this mode, you can see I can actually grab and bend different things. So I can come close here and I can actually distort that. I can mess with that, and this is not what I want. So what we can do is we can click on this frame and you can see it's going to select all of these objects together. And now I can right click on this object and I can come down here and say convert to symbol. The keyboard shortcut for that is F8. So when I convert to symbol, yours might be set to movie clip, but we want to make sure this is set to graphic because we just want to create these drawings into like one graphic, sort of like packaging up so that we can manipulate it all at once. And I'm going to name this Pendulum. Okay, now we can see once it's happened, I was in properties. If I go to library here, you can see that my pendulum has now been added. Now this is convenient now because we can grab this whenever we need to. You can also see now, as opposed to before when I selected the drawing where it overlaid the selection polka dot thing, now we're just seeing this as an item itself. It's just one item that I can grab and move around. So if I hit Q, I can grab this little pivot point here in the middle. And one of the first things you want to do in working with a symbol is to get that pivot point set where the center of either gravity or rotation is going to be in the object. So for a swinging pendulum, that's going to be at the very top of the string. So I'm going to move that pivot point right up there to the top. And now when we rotate, it's going to rotate from that point. So now I can just use the same technique that we were using in the past. I'm going to go to the first empty frame. I'm going to hit F6 to copy, F5 to extend that frame out. And now I can just come right up here and keeping my mouse slightly outside of this bounding box, I'll get not the bendy cursor, but the 3/4 circle with the arrow. And once I've grabbed here, I can rotate ever so slightly and now point that, try to get it lined up with the number 3. You can see we're kind of having some trouble doing that. So that means that snapping is on. And so the keyboard shortcut to shut off snapping is Control-Shift-U. Now once you hit that, now you'll see that when we try to rotate, I can align that perfectly with that 3 frame marker. All right, so now I'll click over to the next frame, F6, F5, and we'll rotate to 7. Click in the empty frame, F6, F5, rotate. Click in the empty frame, F6, F5, rotate. And you can continue doing this all the way to frame 23. And then the pendulum will swing back. So once we hit 23, we'll move backwards. So frame 21 will actually be the same marker as frame 25. Frame 19 will be the same marker as frame 27, and so on as we move back. All right, so I'll leave it to you to continue animating the pendulum back and forth.